Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Hug Nation's Love Morning. We are also celebrating the national holiday of Lisa's birthday this morning. Happy birthday!
Thanks, baby.
And I extorted her until she agreed to join us for this morning broadcast.
Here I am.
So we're going to share some gratitude and set our sights for the day, and we would love to hear what you're grateful for, but we generally try to start with a song.
How's that gonna go?
Well, it's going to start like this, and we're going to share good stuff, and if that's not for you, we'll have enough of positive things to make you feel good. And if that's not enough, join us in the hood. Well, the rhymes, they might not be good, but our hearts are really full. And because we are together, it is so wonderful. Happy love morning.
Happy love morning.
Well done. Way to hold it together with my flailing. Good morning, Gerbot.
Hey, Gerbot. Thanks.
I am grateful. Does this pillow match your sweater, sort of?
No.
I'll start. I'm grateful for Lisa Littlebird. I'm grateful for this partnership. I'm grateful for. If you are, Gerbot can vouch for me. I think I share gratitude for you every day, pretty much. Except when you're being mean to me, which is never.
I want to do.
So I am so grateful for an opportunity to turn this one to 11. Like, my gratitude for you is always at 10, but hey, it's your birthday, this one goes to 11. I'm especially grateful for you today. And I am grateful that my parents who are traveling got safely to their destination, and grateful that my brother safely came home. He went to go pick up my nephew from college after his first year. So I'm grateful that Caleb rocked his first year of college. Congratulations. I was going to say little guy, but he's bigger than me, so congratulations, youngin'. Gerbot says, can confirm. See?
Aww.
I got receipts. Silver is tuning in from Bequinox, the regional burn in LA. Amazing.
Oh.
Well, I'm grateful that we are feeling the gratitude vibrations from Bequinox. Thank you. Bridget says, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Do you want to share anything that you're grateful for?
Sure. That's a long list, but I'll start with the obvious.
Sorry. Okay.
The beach. Just kidding. Took that play out of his book. For this beautiful man with whom I feel so loved and celebrated every day. Feels like my birthday feels like just another day of incredibly overwhelming blessings.
And some presents, like
Right.
like this, the Lovebird Landing mug.
With the Lovebird Landing hat.
And
Which is perfect because I needed a hat today. And I'm grateful that my dear friend Alexis is coming over with her awesome 3-year-old daughter to visit and play at the beach. And a seagull just flew by. I am grateful that it's spring going on summer. I love this time of year. I love being warm. I love flowers blooming, especially roses, and John got me a rose. I'm grateful for really looking at the life I constructed and feeling like it couldn't be better, I think. It's really everything I've ever wanted.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty darn good.
That's pretty good. Feel free, if you have any gratitude you'd like to share, we'd love to hear it. Gerbot is grateful for my dad and for good health. Thanks, Gerbot. I'm grateful that I got a chance to listen to two of Lisa's clients talking about how they started working with her, and it was like, I have very high thoughts about you, and I recognize that I'm biased because I'm in love with you, and if I don't say nice things, you might not make me dinner as much. However, but to hear other people speak about you in this just so respectful and so appreciative way of how you've impacted their lives and how your skills and experience and your he said after working with his other therapists, he said working with you was like shooting hoops with Michael Jordan after playing pickup hoops for his whole life. And I just feel so grateful that I got to witness that, and that I do not take for granted the communication skills and self-awareness, and not just communication skills, because like I have a friend whose partner is a very talented therapist and gets caught up in her shit quite a bit, and your self-awareness is so inspiring. You know, there's like, even if there's something that is difficult to talk about, you know, be like, I felt a little defensive when you said that, you know, and that just makes it so easy to know that we both know we've got our stuff, and we'll both acknowledge it, and if we don't, and the other one mentions it, we'd be appreciative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so in because of our dynamic, I'm able to talk to people, and like I was able to talk to this friend and said, hey, well, and another friend that was like, I really think it'd be helpful if you guys continually reminded yourself that you want growth for one another.
Right.
That your end goal is not to appease each other. Your goal is for your evolution and growth for one another and together. And if you can keep coming back to that, then after the defensiveness, you can come back and have gratitude. So thank you for the courage of saying that, of bringing that up. Which is my segue into saying, no, I'm just kidding.
Give it to me.
Just kidding, I don't have anything right now, but I'm going to say on camera.
You'll wait till tomorrow.
Good morning, Dawn. Dawn says, joyful birthday from sunny Utah.
Oh,
Thanks, Dawn.
yeah.
Gerbot says, yay for being on a path of advanced personal growth. So true. I'm grateful I had a visit from my friend Adam yesterday, and had a really beautiful conversation. And I was sharing some kind of what I can't remember what day this week I was talking about, of how being confronted with the awareness that I'm inspired by people who have incredible dedication and discipline in their spiritual practices, but it's also a little like, oh, because I don't have that. And this struggle of a gratitude practice of loving what is without being so complacent that you don't strive for growth. And I go, I guess that's just kind of the fundamental challenge of being a human. And he was like, maybe for you and Lisa, you know, like I don't think most people are, you know, in that, what did you call it, advanced personal growth level. Like that's not what everybody is toying with. So I was like, oh, I guess that's true. And I kind of landed in a appreciation for like for being stirred up and feeling like, oh, I'm not doing good, and then settling back into, no, I'm doing good, and I'm grateful for this awareness of growth potential.
Yeah, I'm into telling the truth. You know, like I'm so aware of the suffering that comes from not telling the truth to yourself or to others. And so to me, it's, even though it can feel confrontational to acknowledge the truth to yourself or to your partner, it feels like way easier road to me than the infinite ripples of suffering and harm that come from not doing that, you know? So I think I explored enough of the suffering part.
Well, that's a good.
And now it's really made the inspiration to be real quite easy.
It's a good
I
lens.
think a lot of people do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they find growth because out of desperation.
Sure. I saw something recently. Wasn't talking about that specifically, but like you will suffer. So choose your suffering. Like, do you want to suffer because your body hurts and you're have bad health, or do you want to suffer in the gym when you're pushing yourself? Like, you choose. Like, do you want to suffer in the hard conversation, or do you want to suffer in the loneliness and separation? Yeah. So there's I think that's a good lens to take on hard things.
And I would distinguish it even more. It's like suffering to me is the extended version of not facing. You know, that's my experience of suffering, where the moment of confrontation is just kind of like an intensity. It's like pain. It's a temporary pain, but it isn't suffering for me. Like, suffering is slow and feels impenetrable, where pain just feels intense and temporary, you know. And it's like the temporary intense pain in the gym is completely worth the suffering, you know, saving the suffering of a lifetime. And the temporary intense pain of a hard conversation is completely worth preventing the suffering of a untruthful relationship.
And intellectually, that makes total sense.
Right.
on paper, I'll make that decision every time.
Right.
I will write that meme. Easy.
But choosing every day is a whole other thing.
Now do I have to say it now?
It's totally true. Like, if I really believed that with every fiber of my being, I'd spend a lot more time in the gym.
Exactly. I saw. Sorry. Bye.
Yeah. No, that's it.
I saw a great Bill Burr interview. He was the host of this news thing. We're kind of getting this case for being, you know, anti-church and stuff. And he goes, I don't believe in hell. Neither do they. He goes, there's no way they don't believe in all that stuff. You know, he's like, if they believe in that stuff, they wouldn't act that way. Yeah. So, but I do think it is a good reminder, you know, of choosing the struggles that you're going to take on.
Yeah. I'd like to hear what you guys are doing. What are you choosing to face to prevent suffering? Or what suffering have you had enough of, and it's forced you to really adopt a different behavior that now you're grateful to have? You know, I'd like to know. Except that you're going to have to read them because your eyes are better.
I will read. First, Chris Bonks here says, popping in to say happy birthday to Lisa. Yay. And that's Chris from Chicago.
Yeah, I know. Hi, Chris.
And Michael says, happy birthday, Lisa.
Thanks.
And the only comment on the suffering that I am dealing with is watching John being lonely when Lisa leaves him for recording sessions. Oh wait, that's not what it says. No, that doesn't say that. No.
You give people a chance. You know?
I know. Kirbot said, ooh, that's a hard question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that like my struggle points are in eating, exercise, and streaming shows. Like those are places where I am not choosing the productive struggle of
being in stillness instead of distraction,
Right.
or being in comfort instead of totally. You're the only one. I'm pretty sure.
very lonely here. Wait, then who are all those products in the grocery store for? Pretty sure I'm not alone. Yeah.
I think for me, just the ultimate, the big one is being at the mercy of my mind. You know, like to me, the chosen discipline is meditation, so that I can see the antics of my mind with more compassion and have a little more observation of it, so that I'm not at the mercy of it. That to me feels like one of the biggest, most important ones of a life, whether it's sitting cross-legged in true meditative practice, or like choosing a lifestyle that's mindful, so that I have more observer moments of my mind. But I feel like that's one of the biggest ones in my life, because when I am not in observer mode and I get hooked into my melodramas is when I suffer the most. When I don't have the capacity to say, that's just your mind telling you a painful story, Lisa, you know, and I'm feeling the effects of that, instead of just feeling like, victimized by myself.
As you were talking about different types of meditation, I think that I really benefited from the meditative practice of being present with you, because there are lots of times when I start to get caught up in something, and then I remember what's important to me, and it's so much easier to let it go, because I'm like, I just recently was holding you, and the present moment was perfect. So
what's changed?
this stuff is not relevant, really. Garbat says, I struggle with taking better care of myself. It's easier for me to help others than doing things I need to for myself.
Yeah, totally. That's one I fall into too. There's a train of feeling like, the priority is attend out here, and then I'll have time to attend in here. But it doesn't really work that way. I think it's the oxygen mask here first is the way, because then all I have is overflow for everybody else, which is another one that's very conceptually easy for me to get on board.
I was going to say, yes, that's a conceptual one. Yes.
And hard to practice. I'm definitely guilty of that. Like I wake up and my mind first goes to what are all the tasks of like callbacks and responses that I need to address first. And I can sometimes even start to feel like this inner little resentment grow in me of like, I haven't actually prioritized what I need yet first. And I've just done 37 things for other people, and I'm getting better at tracking that one, but I'm with you, Garbat. We can be on the same team.
Yeah, it's I wonder if, like, in our productivity obsessed Western thing, that doing something for someone else is a checkbox of productivity, whereas it takes work to categorize self stuff as productive.
It's also, I think, a Christian ethic that I got as a kid. Like, I even was given a poster when I was in Bible camp that said, God first, others second, you third. I was given that poster. So I'm actively reprogramming that. Like, God is here. And this is the vessel I was given responsibility for in this life. Like, it's number one. And it isn't selfish to do that, and it's also not at the expense of anybody else. Like, it's actually helpful for everybody else if you track and tend this, you know. Like, I have a friend in my life who's really in constant struggle, and it creates a demand on her community all around her, because we're constantly fundraising for her and doing all these things, and a lot of it is, you know, easy to say from out here, but her unwillingness to prioritize centering herself in her own life, you know, and really doing the heavy lifting of the self-care first, you know. But I think we also have to take turns. Sometimes we don't know how to tend ourselves, and somebody else's love can show us how, you know. But it's a big curriculum, no matter how you slice it.
Well, we are about to lose our battery, so this might die any second. But I wanted to that we'll still celebrate your birthday, just it won't. The computer will die. Okay. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being here, Gerbot, and anyone else who might still be here. Have a beautiful Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah. And if you got a chance, know that you are fully qualified to be a Love Ambassador. And so someone commented yesterday, I won't call them out, but they said, you know, I really feel better after watching that broadcast. I want to be a Love Ambassador. I'm just such a I'm too grumpy or something. I was like, you could be a grumpy Love Ambassador. You just have to break through the crust of grumpiness every once in a while. Just every, like, okay,
and then it's glorious.
Yeah,
you know, like it's very impactful when
you look great in that. Okay, well, I did it.
Thanks, Gerbot.
So, wherever you are, give the body you're in or the body you're with a big old squeeze, and let's feel ourselves squeezing one another, giving a hug, feeling connected by this shared human experience, knowing that whatever you're going through,
you're not alone.
You are not alone. So let's get some forgiveness for ourselves and others as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and birthday girl Lisa and everybody here, thanks for being here for our Love Ambassador morning. Love you.